I ended the monthly review for July for June on the dot yesterday, so I want to do an intro for July. Wake up. Presenting mode. Hello people of YouTube and welcome to the monthly review of July. It's early. It's not that early, but we just woke up, so we look a bit drab.
Don't even just look a bit drab, we feel a bit drab.
We feel a bit drab. This was our first night of tenting of the season. How do you feel about it?
It was good. Pretty much. As good as any night in a tent is.
So, reasonable sleep, but with some interruptions.
Yeah. It was nice and warm.
That it was, yeah. It was also nice and humid, which was less ideal. Although that kind of solved itself throughout the night.
Yeah. Saga did pretty well. There were people walking past our tent and sounds throughout the night, and she didn't bark at any of it. So that's definitely improvement over last summer.
Yes, definitely. She's not ideal right now because she's spotting birds that don't seem to exist and is very excited about them. But aside from that, first night in the tent, pretty good. So now we're having breakfast. Frank is still in his tent over there. We're not sure if he survived the night, but probably he'll come out at one point or another.
If he's not out by like 12, we'll check if there's a carcass in there.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Plan for today?
Sit here.
Hang out here. Hope for the weather to clear up slightly and have a chill ass time. There he is. And back down he goes.
We are going up there to that telephone tower, which you might be able to see in the distance. I hope. We'll see. Down there is the Church of Scottval. Frank rode up here last month on my motorcycle, giving it a test ride, and said that it gets quite steep. So, yeah, let's just see how this goes, shall we? A reason to be doing this little ride is that I've got new tires, and I haven't tried them out on tarmac or gravel, the other one, yet. So that is one of the points of this little trek. The camera that we're going under now is gonna register me as being on this road and is going to charge me for it 50 kroner, or about $5/euros thereabouts. More like 3 actually, because the Norwegian krona is doing very poorly at the moment. And also this road is quite bouncy, so I'm happy about my new grippy tires. Through some corners, not much grip. Spun the rear wheel a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it very slow here, because this is actually a little bit rutted and kinda gnarly. Kleiva. I think you can technically go right here. Yeah, you can. That goes to a cabin. I don't know if there's any food or stuff there, or if it's just for sleeping over or whatever. I've got my indicator on, which you were able to see probably. I am not even going to ask Frank how his ride compared, because I just don't really want to know how he treated my motorcycle and how he treated himself going through these bits. So the first thing I noticed on these new tires is that they are less stable when going straight ahead on tarmac, which is very odd. I had regular Dunlop Trail Maxes, and I now have the newer Trail Max Raids, which are a bit more blocky. So they're supposed to be slightly better for off-road, I suppose, although I only really know my previous tires as being slightly old and slightly worn out. A lot of hikers now. I didn't see any hikers when I was standing still for like 15 minutes. Just down here by the church I showed you at the start. In the distance there's a washboard. There's a parking lot that had not as many cars on it as I am seeing hikers here, but quite a few. I'm guessing a lot of people just put their car down there so that they don't have to pay the toll and then have a lovely, if slightly long and slightly steep, trek up. Look at how much height we're gaining. Jesus Christ. We're gaining so much elevation. That's kind of hilarious. I basically started at sea level. So kind of, we're almost there already. That's a really short little trippy trek. Let's see if it's busy up here, shall we? Last time when Frank wrote this, he called me from the top. He, like, WhatsApp video called me to show it off. And the view from up here is just spectacular. This is kind of fun as well, doing some first gear, just standing. Have a look at that goddamn view, though, and try to stand up straight a bit. We'll be coming over a little crest here. Fuck me. That's incredible. Alright. That'll do. See you later.
Editing Tom here, butting in with some preemptive context. At the start of July, Frank actually left us to ride south down the coast of Norway and back to the Netherlands. Look, I've actually got some footage of him leaving. There he goes, off to the Netherlands, see you in 3 weeks. Or, you know, so we thought. Because only a week and a half later, Signe and I were driving south to go to the cabin, and only halfway through our journey, well, in about a week and a half of riding, Frank had made it about halfway down the west coast of Norway, which put him on the same longitude as us. He also decided to do some more riding in the mountains and on the plateaus, which brought him back inland. And well, you're already watching where this is going. He stayed a night near Valdresflia, which is the plateau that we would be coming over that same night. So we met up at Bygden. For the ones of you who also watched last month's video, you might remember that Bygden is a restaurant at the far south end of Valdresflia. And Frank and I, on our journey to the cabin last month, also stopped at the exact same place. Felt a little bit like a premature reunion.
Will he or will he not join us to the cabin for another night of cabin shenanigans?
This is really mean. Very much pressure.
Uh-huh. What do you think? What will his answer be?
I think he should keep driving a bit because he's planning on driving very far tomorrow if he stays with us at the cabin. Or are you, now that Liz isn't home?
Yeah, I don't even have to drive that far tomorrow if I
That's true.
do that plan.
All the variables have changed.
All the variables have changed. What's the plan?
There's no plan.
There has to be a plan.
It would be nice to stay at a dry place one more time before I head into the storm.
So because of the weather, Frank decided to join us to the cabin for just a night, dry his clothes, get some rest, and then instead of doing more camping and taking it slowly, he rode down to the Netherlands properly in the span of just 2 short days. Or I guess from his perspective, 2 pretty long and exhausting days. Next time we see him again, later in this video, happened mostly as planned, on a campsite in Germany.
is. Bank ID. Ah, I think I got tickets.
Do you want to tell the people what you got tickets for?
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. I have no idea where the tickets are. I just said I want to sit.
You might be sitting behind the stage.
Section 329.
Which means something.
Which means something.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have fun. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. We'll see next year.
And then the party moved to Germany. The actual idea was to go to Austria, but the weather forecast for the entire Alps region was just dreadful, so we didn't. So when Signe and I flew to Munich, my dad picked us up near the airport, and instead of driving 4 hours south into Austria, we drove about an hour west to a small German campsite by a medium German lake called the Simsee. The weather there, also violently mediocre. Altogether, we were with my dad, Frank, Marianne, Henk, and Ellen. Due to the weather, we didn't do that much sightseeing or many activities. We mostly hung out under our tarp on the campsite, eating, chilling, chatting, reading. We did go on a few hikes, and we went to see Barbie in the nearby town, which was kind of fun. We also went bouldering in a really cool little bouldering center nearby, and Signe joined us for the first time ever. She did really good for the first time, and I managed to do an insane dyno that no one expected me to do, including myself. After I did it, I just sort of hung there for 3 seconds, gathering what just happened. Anyway, despite not seeing that much of the region and not leaving the campsite most of the time, I can still say with deep confidence that the region is absolutely beautiful. The landscape we were in was actually kind of jarring because we, on our little campsite, were surrounded by just slight rolling hills and green and lovely and farms, and then 10 kilometers south there was suddenly this wall of Alps sprouting out of nowhere.
Would you like to be interviewed? No? You want to tell the people of YouTube what the last week has been like?
I feel like my wishes are not being heard.
No, they are not. It's important. We will look back upon this once the video is edited together and reminisce.
How about I interview you?
Okay.
Hello, people on YouTube. Did you get that?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want me to look at you or at the camera?
Whatever I do.
I don't know what you do.
Me neither. I think I look in this general direction or at my book.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
It's very weird. I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
you.
How's the holiday been?
The holiday has been washed away by a lot of rain, which was not entirely the plan.
Sorry, I am losing my frame.
Good job. I also do that as well because I look at you while I interview you, and then the camera just goes. Anyway, first of all, we are not in Austria, which was the plan. We are in southern Germany, about an hour from Munich. We went here instead of Austria because the weather
Hello,
here
Tom's dad.
was supposed to be slightly better, which it probably was, but the weather wasn't good. So we've done a lot of sitting here under this tarp.
Tarp.
Thanks. Tonight is our last night. It wasn't supposed to be, but we had a slight change of plans. So tomorrow we are taking the train into Munich. Then we'll have a night in a hotel in Munich, and we'll get to explore the city a bit, which will be our first time in Munich. And then on Sunday we are flying back home, which was the plan.
What was the best moment of this year holiday?
The swim we just had was very nice because it was the first swim with some decent weather, aside from the swim we had the very first night here when we went to see the Barbie movie. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Had good dinner in the local town here.
Such a good burrito.
Such a good pizza. A nice weird fusion restaurant that had Mexican food, Italian food, and a cart of local southern German food. It's a very weird mix, but all of it was very good.
What are you most looking forward to with being home?
I think I said the exact same thing last year when we went on vacation, and you asked me this question. Do you remember?
No.
Getting my motorcycle back so that I can go back to riding around the area in Norway. And then there's a bunch of work shit to sort out, but I'm not really looking forward to that. That's just something that is coming up.
I'm looking forward to a bed.
I am also looking forward to a bed.
What's wrong with the air mattress?
It's an air mattress.
It's an air mattress.
Is jullie hoogtepunt van de vakantie?
Welcome to my life.
Natuurlijk om jullie weer te treffen. Na lange tijd. En de zonnige momenten tussen de buien door.
Tussen de vele buien door.
Ja. Mountainbiken door het bos. Wat best wel angstaanjagend is als je hard naar beneden gaat.
Wat is het beste eten dat je gegeten hebt?
De burgers van gisteren waren lekker.
De burgers van gisteren. Wat was jouw favoriete maaltijd? Ook de burgers?
Ja, de burgers.
Oké.
Heel erg lekker.
Mooi.
En het fijnste vond ik inderdaad om jullie allemaal weer te zien. En ik vind dat we het ook heel gezellig gehad hebben samen.
Ja, ik ook. Wat is uw plan?
Ik heb geen plan.
Nee, ik heb geen plan. Wat is uw richting?
Zuid. Denk ik. Ik heb geen idee.
Zuid denkt hij heeft geen idee. Ik betwijfel of ik er veel meer uit ga krijgen. Klopt dat?
Ja, ik heb geen idee.
Oké, dan laat ik het daarbij.
Meer volgt misschien en anders maar niet.
Uitstekend.
After about a week of camping, we went back to Munich and stayed there for about 24 hours, including a little overnight stay. And if you ever get the chance to go to Munich, I very much recommend you do. The area right around the central station I thought was a bit
dingy and unpleasant, which was a shame because it gives a bad first impression of what is otherwise a very lovely city. Outside of that very central area, it was reasonably quiet and relaxed. There was beautiful German architecture. Apparently there were go-kart tours weaving through that German architecture. It's full of lovely cafes and great restaurants. There's this unbelievably massive central park. And all in all, I'm just glad that we had a couple of hours there to see the sights before we headed home. Alright, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm recording this chatty bit towards the end of August, and I can already tell you that there won't be a separate monthly review for August because just not that much happened. However, the amount of stuff that's on the program for September is kind of insane. So there will very definitely be a monthly review for September coming up sometime soon. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to push one of the positive buttons down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!